Hi. The reason why people end up not really doing much with their lives is because they don't work hard. They don't work hard at goals, and they're not good about their work. You never have to be mean to people to be good at your work, to achieve things that are good on earth. That's from your own hard work, your ability at your work, how well you work. Can you do 10 times as good a job as another person who worked the same hours, who was lazy about it and they didn't work that hard? You know, if you're physically incapable, what can you do in a computer? You know, how hard did you actually work to be really good at the things that you do? It doesn't have anything to do with how mean you are to others. And then other people, what they do is they try to be mean to you the whole time to try to have a little bit of physical health or earthly things, and they're mean to others to try to keep them down to get earthly things. And then they don't work really hard at actually doing good things in life, so they don't achieve much of shit with their entire fucking bullshit ass little lives, because all they do is work at meanness to others to try to feel better about themselves. And they wonder why they're like low income or they haven't achieved much of anything on earth, because when others are working 14 hours a day, they're like taking it easy or being mean as shit to others to feel good about the way their body looks, and mean things like that will all come back to them to hurt them, because it's called an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth in the Bible. Any little mean thing that or big thing that you do, any sin that you do, will come back to you to hurt you. It's called an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. So all those mean things they were doing to me the whole time I was working at goals hurt them. They probably are persecuted. They probably, I don't know, they might have been persecuted. They're human too. We can't always be mean to them. You know, we can't judge them. Judge not, lest ye be judged. So you don't get to goals on earth by randomly being mean to others and trying to take their power to feel good about yourself. That doesn't do anything unless you have I can't see how that would ever help anyone, because that would hurt them, and then it would all of that would come back to hurt you way worse, because it's an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. So every detail of it you'd have to suffer through, and then anything good you got out of it would be taken away, and it would be awful, you know. So those aren't the ways that you get success in life. It's by working at actual real goals. And you don't have to feel the best all the time when you're working at things. You can do really good work at writing an essay, a journal, poetry, a novel, a screenplay, anything else that you'd like to write that you think that you're really good at, that you can make money at, or something like that, or you want to achieve goals on earth, like writing your first book or something like that. If you're good at writing or creative writing or English, like my daughter, we gotta teach her, we should teach her, we should teach her proper English, how to read and write and stuff like that. So Danica's trying to teach her that, and I've been trying to talk to Danica, and she hasn't written back for a few days. And so the ways that you get success in life are by actually doing good work, you know, working really hard, maybe 14 hours a day. The way you work those long hours is get really motivated, set huge goals, like you want to be better than you are now, and be happy with how you are now. Jesus says, be happy with where you are now and everything you have now. You know, you should be happy with what you have now. But there's nothing wrong with setting goals to do bigger things and better things, or good things on earth. You know, to do good things. Like, how else would you say you want to write a screenplay, or say like you said, okay, say like you're unhappy with your job as an electrician, and you think you don't earn enough money because you're earning $20 an hour or whatever. Okay, then what you do is you set a goal to start your own electric company, hiring men. You start your own goal of your own electric company or something like that. You need a car or some way to drive to the sites or meet people at the sites who you hire as electricians, and you can do bigger jobs and more work and get licensed and learn how to have the responsibility of doing that by studying the book stuff, the ways to get permits, to do it legally so you don't get in trouble. You might have to be a licensed electrician or something like that. And the business way to do it, how to start a business. Do you need a sole proprietorship, a limited liability company, a corporation? A corporation could be something you spent $70 on to start. How are you going to start your business and do it the right way? You have to look up and study how to do it and actually work at doing it. And then you do those things. You don't try to be as mean as you can to somebody else to steal their power of the good thing that they're good at with their art, to try to put it into your body and feel as good as you can. That's how idiots do things. That's how stupid people do things, and they end up homeless or they don't know what they're doing. When people do things like that, it's nothing. It gives them nothing in return. It's the power of the devil. It's the power of the devil that all is going to come back to hurt them. And if they play God, it'll end up causing them to die. Unless they're being Jesus-like. Maybe we can't judge them. What were they doing, I don't understand the ways they do things. Maybe it was good, maybe it was bad, but I can't understand it. I'm innocent of my sin. We're supposed to be innocent of sin. We shouldn't learn those sinful ways. And if they're not sinful, maybe there's something good about them. Maybe there really is something good about them. Maybe those people are like Jesus and we just didn't understand or know, but we're not supposed to be like them. So the way you get really good at stuff is by actually working at those things. And it's not going to always feel the best. And you're going to have to work at it when you don't want to, maybe. Or stuff like that. Yeah, you'll have to work at it when you don't want to sometimes. And that's what working at a job or working at goals is. And you can set huge goals like being a billionaire or being the most famous person there is, or famous. I'm famous. I worked at goals and I am famous and I did cool, good things on earth. I'm a really good artist. I'm a really good writer. I'm a really good singer. I can write all my own music on guitar, drums, and bass, and singing, and record it all at home with the real instruments and record real songs. I can record real songs, and then I know how to do all the filmmaking too, and I can make films, feature films, and I've made feature films. I've already made 3 feature length movies. You know what a movie is? I've made 3 feature length movies. I have sang songs. I have 40 or 50 or 60 music videos of songs that I sang. I have hundreds of songs that I've recorded. I have thousands of videos. I have 4,000 hours of films, videos, and content with me as the star that I own. That's more than anyone else owns of content with me as the star. I own more videos and films with me as the star than any other human being on earth. And I may not be the most famous one. I may not be the biggest, most famous one, and they have more money than me and stuff like that. But there's something in my tooth. There was. Yeah, there is. I have to brush my teeth. But that's one thing I did, was I filmed so much stuff on films, videos, and content. It's called content, not on content. There's something in my tooth. So, hi, Ayla. Hey, how are you doing? Ayla's my daughter. Hi. She's my child. People want to shove some gross thing into my mouth and hurt me and pull my head down and things like that, just for saying I have a daughter, And those people are mean. You have to forgive them. You have to forgive them. And it'll all come back to him, and then God will heal you after they persecuted you, after they're mean to you because you're Jesus-like to them. God will heal you, and God will punish them. And they can't get anywhere. They're going to keep being poor or not having much money because it's so difficult for them to go into their job, and they think they hate it, and they think they have to, and they're mean to others so that they have, who knows why, they get angry, like when they're on their way to work or something, and they're mean to everyone at work, and when they come home and they're near you, if they live down the street or something, they're mean to you if they see you, and they're mean all the time, and they don't work very hard at things that are really good. They're not happy and good feeling about working towards cool, good, big things on earth that they want to do, like being really, really famous, or having billions of dollars, or not just billions of dollars. That's an earthly goal, and you shouldn't make earthly goals, because with selfish ambition causes disorder and all evil things. Selfish ambition causes disorder and all evil things. So maybe for them it was wrong to set a goal of making $1 billion or being really, really famous or something. But be really good at your work, Get really good at your work, like filmmaking or not filmmaking, something that you do, woodwork, some work that you do, acting, singing, something fun, for my kids that we do, that we like to work really hard at, or really a bunch at, so we're really, really, really good, and you can be some of the best people who do those kinds of jobs. Or debatably, there might be a few hundred other people who are as good as you, or something like that. And God will give you a special ability at what you do. Or if you're not supposed to, then don't work hard. But never be mean to others. Don't be mean to others. Okay, bye.